everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video on beginner brushes must-haves. So basically if you're starting your collection, these would be really great brushes to start with or look at buying if you're getting into makeup. I find these are the essentials. I personally don't have a ton of brushes. I just like to spend my money on other things, primers and foundations and eyeshadow, lipsticks, you know how it is. So I really just went out and bought, I have a bunch of brushes, but these are what I started with. These are my staples, probably the ones I use most often, and the ones I find easiest to use for every day. I do have a look posted for this look. I will put a clicky box somewhere up here. I will also link it in the down bar so you can click on that and watch it if you haven't, or if you're interested how to make your face look like my face. Without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to start with eyes and work my way outwards, so I'll finish with my face or blush brushes or whatever. The first brush I'm going to start with is the all over flat shadow brush. I apologize for the sunshine, but this is the all over shadow brush. This is just a Quo or a Q brush, and it is flat. This is an essential because it's just a flat all over shadow brush, which is really great for applying eyeshadow all over your eye. I also used it before I got a round blending brush. I was able to turn it on its side where it's flattest and kind of blend in my crease with it. I found that I didn't really need a round blending brush, just this did the trick. These are 100 times easier to use than the little sticks that they provide you with. So I would say that the all over shadow brush is an essential, it's a must-have, and it's a really great brush to definitely start with because you could apply any eyeshadow with that brush. The next brush I'm going to talk about is the one I just said you didn't really need, but if you were looking to add another shadow type brush to your collection, I would say this is the one to do it. This is the Sonia Kashuk round blending brush. This is the number 116. It's just fluffy and round. Of course, this is the easiest tool to use when you're blending right in your crease, or if you put a shadow all over your eye, blending out the edges, just making it all blended and nice. Definitely a great brush to add to your collection or to have, but definitely not a necessity. The next brush I'm going to talk about is a Spooly. I would also say that one of these is not necessary. A lot of eyebrow brushes actually include a spoolie or a little brush or something on the end. For a long time, I actually used a toothbrush, just a clean toothbrush, nothing fancy. It was like $1 maybe, you know, the really standard ones, and I would just brush that through my eyebrows. And I found that that did a pretty good job of getting my eyebrows going in one direction. So a spoolie is great to have. It makes brushing your eyebrows really easy. Just another nice brush to add to your collection. They're really inexpensive, but definitely nice to have, especially if you have crazy eyebrows. Sometimes we all do. The next brush or tool that I guess I'm going to talk about, one's a brush, one's a tool, is for your foundation. For a long time I used a just regular flat, I'm pretty sure this is just called a foundation brush, very typical, looks like a paintbrush, to apply my foundation. But I found a lot of the time it made it look very streaky. So I was on the hunt to find something that was easier to use and worked universally with all of my foundations, because some foundations work great with a brush, some are great with a sponge, sometimes they're great with flat top. They're all kind of different, but I needed something more universal because more often than not I found this was making my makeup look terrible. So now I just use it to blend in my concealer. The brush I would recommend to replace that is a flat top blending brush. I always use it for my foundation. I find this brush always makes my foundation look nice. Doesn't matter what foundation I'm using, doesn't matter if I'm doing 10 layers or 1 layer. This is the brush that I most often go to. The other tool I would like to recommend is if you're worried about using a brush or you're not a brush person when it comes to foundation, look at buying a sponge. This, of course, is a beauty blender. You've all seen one before. When you get it wet, it gets like double this size, and it's really great for blending your makeup. However, these are kind of expensive. I think here they go for $20 or $29, which is a lot to spend on a sponge. Also, if you're a beginner, what's going on today? If you're a beginner, these absorb a lot of your makeup, a lot of your foundation. I find I tend to go through tubes of foundation a lot faster than I do when I find I use my brush more often. But if you like sponges, you don't want that streaky effect because you're not, whatever, confident enough with your foundation application, definitely reach for a sponge. If you can afford it, definitely purchase a beauty blender. The alternative is, of course, always just a standard makeup sponge. They sell these at the drugstore, at Sephora. You can buy these, I'm pretty sure, in packs of 10, 50, 100, and these work great as well, just for blending out your makeup. These are awesome to use dry or wet. You can either spray it with a makeup setting spray and then apply your foundation, or just a spray bottle of water works as well. It would be the same idea as getting your beauty blender wet and using it that way. The next facial brush I would recommend is a blush brush. This is a very generic It's called a blush brush. There's nothing really to it. It's just round on the end. These I find are great for applying blush, of course, and this one's not too large, so it's easy to concentrate on just my cheekbone area. This one's perfect because I don't have a lot of cheekbone going on and my face isn't huge. I don't need a large area to cover. A blush brush is really great to have for the simple fact that I don't know what else you would use to apply blush. Definitely great to purchase, add to your collection. The last and final brush I think you need to add to your collection, if you're beginning a collection, definitely something to purchase, is a large, round, fluffy brush. Much like this one, generally they just call them powder brushes, large blending brush. These are really great for bronzer, if you're somebody who wears bronzer or likes to wear bronzer. Right now I've been using this one for my setting powder, which is of course what it's great for. It's really super dense. I like to dab it in and then just dab it all over my face and then lightly buff it in. Definitely large powder brushes are something you should add. I hope you enjoyed this video. These are just personally brushes I found I reach for the most. Definitely some staples if you're starting a collection, or if you have a collection and you feel like you're missing something. Definitely the ones that I find work the easiest, are most universal, and the ones I reach for the most. If you like this video, please make sure you thumbs me up. That helps me out a lot and gets my video out there. And of course, subscribe if you enjoyed. I will be putting out more videos throughout the week. Bye guys! I'm just going to be using my flat top brush to blend in my foundation.